So this is Nkisi Pyro over at Terre Botanicals at the Old Town Scottsdale Farmers Market. I'm going to squeeze in back here so we can say hello. Good morning, Terri.
Welcome. Thanks for coming in and hanging out.
Absolutely. So good to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Terre Botanicals and how this all got started.
Well, Terre Botanicals is a birth of all things delicious. And it all started at about 4 years old in my grandmother's garden. And I have been a plant junkie my whole life. And the name Terre means earth in French, or even my name Terri means harvester. And so whether I like it or not, this is my life's work.
I love that. Yeah, the meaning of my name means the awakening of nature. So
There you go. So we have something in common.
yeah,
Welcome.
a love for the earth. So
Yes,
great.
right.
So tell us how we're loving the earth and how we're using the earth's resources to amplify and accentuate and complement our food.
Oh, I love the term compliment. Thank you. I can tell you this, that the products all started out when I was down at the farm at South Mountain, and I was in this glorious place of all of this fresh produce. And I thought, well, they don't need any help because that's already perfect. So what I can do is I can create flavors that can complement the fresh vegetables and the fruits and so forth. So early on it started as trial and error. And I do want to mention that the one common denominator in everything I do, and this is what I'm most passionate about, I've been an aromatherapist for about 30 years. And so I'm really trying to educate the consumer on how to bring in edible essential oils. And we figured out through the idea of cookies and cakes how to start. And so we began with our aromatic finishing sugars. And truly, they're developed and made in essence that people can have a healthy sweet tooth. They don't have to feel guilty that they're consuming the nasty sugar, but technically it's still botanical. And so our whole idea is create these lovely flavors that might be a cardamom, a Meyer lemon, a rose petal Darjeeling. And then we morphed into our savories, soups, salads, meats. And then of course our essential oils is the common denominator that is in everything.
I love that. So we're amplifying all of the food's natural essence because it's perfect already in nature, the produce, and now we're just giving it a nice compliment.
Well, it's a spark of life
Yeah.
that's in every bag.
Exactly.
So thank you. Yeah, that's right.
I love it. I love the packaging. It's beautiful. And you said that there isn't even a category for this in the culinary world right now.
Not really. And you know the good news is it's hopefully going to take somebody like, well, I don't ever like to brag, but I've been at this a long time, and I'm kind of hoping that we really get to educate both business to business and the general consumers, because these are the early adapters typically that you see in the market. And so we're here because we want to interview our customers to find out, hey, are we doing a good job?
Yeah, and this is a perfect test kitchen because
Exactly.
the interaction is right here, right
Yep.
now, right
Bingo,
here.
Bingo, that's exactly right. Yes.
So what are we going to try today? We're going to do...
We're going to do a couple things. I think I'm going to blow your socks off. One of our items, which is, I think, because of my love of tea and shortbread, that's sort of how it all started. And most people, most consumers, especially in the U.S., they're not driven by using their florals from their gardens to cook with. And I would have my students asking me, well, gosh, I've got all these rose petals, or I've got all this lavender. What can I do with it? And so what we started making are our florals, and we've added tea because of the tannin in the tea. It balances out. And so I'm going to let you stick your nose in my business.
Yay.
And you're going to get to try our rose petal Darjeeling. And the Darjeeling, the way that the sourcing and the way that these teas are made, they're barrel aged. So it's almost as though you're getting a French grape.
Wow. I've never heard of a barrel-aged Darjeeling tea.
Oh yes, they're it's this is what's so much fun about our industry, because it is entrepreneurship all the way. So here, try this. And
That smells
really-
amazing. Rose is my love language. I mean, it's no coincidence that it's also the frequency of love, like energetically.
Well, I'll tell you, if you want to wet your finger, just take a taste. But it really balances out. And so this was developed for maybe a wedding party or baptism or a first communion, and or just using it in making a simple syrup and adding it to champagne.
Oh, that
there's
would be delicious.
Lots of layers of things that you can use it with. And does anybody else want to try? Because I hate to waste.
Go for it. Everybody. Lick a finger, pull up a wet finger.
Let's pretend we're in kindergarten.
You guys, this is really amazing. It's a really amazing experience. There's a lot of different layers in the sugar that you would never expect. And I mean, Darjeeling, barrel-aged Darjeeling tea, that's amazing. Where is that sourced from?
Well, if I give all my secrets away, then no. There are some people that are doing it specifically in the upper area, like your Seattle, your Portlands, your San Francisco's, and that's where I've sourced it, from San Francisco.
Awesome.
I'm going to also turn you on to something that I think is, and I have to quote, I did not come up with this. It's the third spice, and this is a piment de ville. That the piment chile is actually originating from the Basque region in the French-Spanish border. Their terroir, their soil. This is a much spicier pepper, but where it's being grown in Northern California, it's almost tempered. It's a softer flavor, and we're using a Jurassic red salt to blend our salt pepper blend, because I'm kind of addicted to this. I use it in everything, whether it's my soups or my popcorn, and I can't live without it. So here's another one of those. Give me your hand. And this is what I think is one of the most unique, and it's the third spice. Charles Keller is the one that gave that quote to us, and so you're not going to see a whole lot of piment de ville growing anywhere except in that particular region in Northern California.
That's amazing.
So you have to try.
We were just, okay, I'll need you to hold the mic so I can do that.
Oh,
real
I'd be
quick.
glad to, and then I'll interview you.
Well, and you were telling us a little bit about your background just in the farmers market or farmers market culture, or you have an event that you're co-hosting today, so anything that you want to share. And you're doing one next week, right?
I am. Thank you for the plug. We're doing a Merry Citrus class on how to make wonderful gift-giving ideas with all of this gold we have here in the desert with Meyer lemons. Isn't that delicious?
That's amazing. That's so flavorful. It has so much deliciousness. And I'm sharing with the
But
crew.
do you kind of get the soft note of the heat along with maybe like a smoked paprika, so there's a real earthiness
Yes, everything
to
she's
it?
saying.
Yes. And so I'm a lifestyle business, and with that said, and with these classes you're plugging, we're always doing education at this market. And the city of Scottsdale has sponsored for their holiday series, we're doing free complimentary classes, and today we're doing vegetarian tepiary bean tamales, and you have to go over and try them because they're out of this world. So that's Candy Lesher, and then mine next week is Merry Citrus, and we're teaching 3 different items. But in the meanwhile, though, not to plug, it's just, you know what? This market, I was so fortunate to help get to start it, and this is my neighborhood, and we have grown immensely, and it's a labor of love, because I was saying to a friend the other day, we're not getting rich at this, but we have a rich culture and a rich lifestyle. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so that's key.
And you can see that here when you go around, when you go and you talk to different vendors. There's a lot to be had in these interactions that you're not going to get when you go to a regular store. This is meant to create dialogue and to expand each other. So she's going to expand you with her seasonings. And tell us, is this the only market that you're available at right now?
Yes, because this is truly my test model. We do sell outside the state of Arizona. We're fortunate that the East and the West Coast have figured out, that we're making something good here in the desert Southwest. And so we're really growing. We're diversifying, and this is the dream of an entrepreneur that believes in something, and hopefully, we build it to sell it, and then it can go back into the community. So
Absolutely. Yeah, and we love what you're doing, and we love the entrepreneurial spirit here at Farmers Markets, and we encourage anyone with a vision to, come down here and do some research. This is where the ground, people break the ground in their entrepreneurial business. And how much can people find these salts and savory aromatics for?
Oh, they're $13 at the market and $12.98 on the website. It's easier to, not give pennies away. We're fully up online as well. There are some of the local companies that carry our products in their stores, and some of the chefs and bartenders are using our items in their repertoire. And it's exciting because we're exchanging information. And, isn't this the way we're supposed to live?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. We're a social species. So thank you again so much, Terri. This was amazing.
Thank you.
Is there anything else? Oh, do we have any questions? Does anybody in the interwebs want to say anything, ask anything? You guys, this is a really exciting, amazing product. It's not even a product, it's an experience. So come and get your experience here.
Oh, thank you for the compliment of the experience.
Thank
Bon
you.
appetit.
Bon appetit. Thank you, Terri.
Thank you very much.
That was great. We'll see you guys again. We'll come back here.